Catastrophe approaches, and our only hope for survival, a comic book look.
It's your boys in IMJ, we shut it down, man. A comic book look, invading your town. Keep it comics, and let the beer flow. Be so global, since our premiere show. Riverdale Studios on fire, we don't know where to park. Technology and booze, it's like we're rolling out like Tony Stark. Skylar, Tom, and John, we the bestest. Swag so villainous, so please arrest us.
Welcome to a comic book look, everyone. It's your weekly comic book show. We talk about anything in the comic book industry. You want it, you got it. My name's John, a.k.a. John on Demand, a.k.a. you just saw it on Facebook, on Twitter. Comic book Hugh Hefner. Newest song out right now, but not the highlight of your month, believe that. Coming up next week, we have the comic book look song, which you guys saw hopefully in the last episode. It'll be premiering in there, and we'll post a separate file, I'm sure, about it everywhere. So exciting times for the team right now. You'll notice that I have a brand spanking new co-pilot here. You guys know him, you know him, you know him. I even got heroic for him today, you guys. Sergeant Merica is in the building, Mr. Mike himself. Big fan of the show, big supporter of the show, and just general awesome dude here in the 605 as well. So how are you doing?
Doing great. I was thankful that I won the mystery contest. I'm sure most of you didn't know. I was luckily edged out Locomotus and some of the other wonderful people. It was who had the most Thunderbolt issues crumpled in their bag and front seat, and I sent the big bundle over to John, and I drank out of the wonderful juice that he had, and I think I'm baptized.
Oh man, are you? But you saw where I was coming from.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I have now dropped my issues of Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It hurt.
It hurts my feelings.
But I did it.
You know what else hurts my feelings though?
What's that?
The Dark Avenger stuff.
Yes.
That's right now. It's getting better. Like it's like finally something's about to happen. Maybe we're gonna have a team. There's that new Sergeant USA or whatever the heck he is. You know. But I just don't care. It's funny that Toxie Doxie is the most shining character, and I thought that was the weakest one.
Yeah.
When it first premiered, you know what I mean? And it's just like, why? You know, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I didn't personally know anything about her. This is letting me know about her.
Yeah.
USA agent. You know, they just touched on him, and his character is developing too. But unfortunately, it makes me feel that if they're not sure about the writer, they'll just put him in an alternate universe, put him into an alternate world.
And that's what we've been doing for 20 issues.
Yeah.
In fact, since pretty much they took over the Thunderbolts time.
Yeah.
Totally frustrating. Come on, you guys. I mean, Marvel, the core has so much potential. These characters have so much to offer, and I'm just so disappointed that we have to plug them into this alternate reality over and over again, and it's really getting old. So, yeah. Anyways, all rants aside, you'll notice that we're missing a couple of people here. Skylar decided to go fishing. Thinks like every day's his holiday. It's a wonder, you know. In fact, I'm kind of a Tom. It's no surprise we don't pay him. With that kind of, just playing. But you guys know, seriously, exciting news here for Tom. I actually called him last night and was going to see, you know, hey, what are our plans for today? We're going to film a couple. He has a baby boy on the way, you know. And he goes, well, I'm just kicking it here being a good dad. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know, so what are we doing tomorrow? And he's like, well, didn't you get my message? I'm like, no, dude, I didn't get your message. Him and his wife had their baby boy Linus Divine last night. Super awesome, exciting news. We're going to go ahead and put a picture up of that as well here if Skylar decides he'll be able to manage that. And just exciting time for the Divine family right now. Tom is super excited to have a boy because he has 2 daughters. So this will be a really cool time for him, I think. So Tom's going to be, you know, off the show for just a little bit there, you know, just to get things settled in with the family, you know, get the nest all situated. So hopefully we'll see him on here in a couple weeks or so. But until then, we're just going to keep rocking it till the wheels fall off. Got books to read and review and so much stuff going on in general.
Yeah. And probably should explain that, you know, we're not in the usual studio at Riverdale.
That's right.
This is the addendum studio, the library. If you like go down a long hallway, you know, that you eventually get to this one. I mean, you have to pass by the kitchen, the latrine, all that good stuff. It's all back there.
And they serve me water in Guinness glasses.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I dig that. No, this is it's a good location. Thanks for setting this up.
All right. Which is kind of leads me to top 5 reasons why you don't ever see a lot of people invited to Riverdale Studios. Number 5 is that Skylar is actually all CGI'd. Once again, the whole reason why he's out fishing isn't true. There was this Matrix computer that digitalized everything, and I saw Skylar in it for just a blip, and then he was gone. So I know you guys just make this up. I mean, whenever you guys make
real, I swear, dude.
No. Whenever you guys make a little mistake, you blame it on him. CGI him in sometimes. It's just this. You know, individual between
like that debate issue. Yeah, he was pretty off the side, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Wesley Mayer's my friend. You know, like that Tupac hologram.
Yes, exactly.
Same idea.
Exactly.
Except ours is like
white.
You know,
paler.
Yeah.
You just turned the contrast down on.
Oh no.
Number 4 reason why you very rarely invite anyone down to Riverdale Studios is to be submersed that low in. You're actually injected with Bane syrup. Okay. And so, you know, you get all pumped up, you're all ready to go, you're super strong. Yeah. You know, you get the hatred of the Batman. I don't know how it's you guys evidently
I don't think that.
Exactly, you guys have adapted the syrup, but everybody else that's new.
Yeah,
you know.
Especially for me, my syrup must be a different color because, well.
Yes, yeah. You do love the Batman. Yeah. Number 3 reason why most people are not invited, Riverdale Studios is actually an abandoned missile silo. Yep, it's a very South Dakota thing. I mean, you know, Cold War, there's missile silos all over. They're all below ground. It's like 1,000 feet to the bottom. I mean, it's just grueling to get into the studios. That's why nobody gets invited to this place. I mean, it's posh. Number 2 reason is a comic book look actually started as a puppet marionette show that Tom used to do at the falls. No. You guys still have the puppets in back, and that's creepy. The little puppets of you and Tom, they move a little bit. Creepy. And of course, the number 1 reason why anyone is rarely invited. I know they told you that they rock all night, that it's midnight. You guys had that little wonderful escape the cold weather. Yeah. Actually, it's all a lie. This is filmed at 4:30 in the morning. They actually do a little bit of a newscast right after this. You know, they do the weather, sports. Yeah. You know, it's actually amazing. They get up bright and early. Their sun's shining on a day. I got to tell you, I was totally surprised by it. But this is the truth about Riverdale Studios.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see what Tom says about that. I am not endorsing any of these statements. Everything is proprietary information of Riverdale Studios. And, you know, plus we still got our diamond-studded vending machine.
Yes, yeah.
That dispenses beer.
Yes.
So that's Skylar pickpockets off of. Yes. That's probably where he's at right now, pawning those off.
Yeah. Sure. Really, like there's a Skylar. Like there's really a Skylar.
There's really a Skylar. Yep. I am not taking those. Maybe Tom is.
There's some fuzzy pictures of a person that may look like Skylar running through the forest by Riverdale Studios. To me, it's still a lie. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, you know, today we're kind of tackling just kind of a plethora of things, really. You know, it's just kind of I kind of was thinking about this. It's really, we're not here to tell you what's right and wrong and what we're doing is 100%, you know, correct or whatever. This is an opportunity for us to learn from you guys and vice versa in terms of comic books and what mediums are they available and how it all works, what works best for you and your life situation, you know, stuff like that. Space, you know, in the home, you know, stuff, you know, so I wanted to throw that out there that if you have any comments or suggestions for anything that we're talking about here, please collaborate with us. This is a very cohesive episode, and we're excited to definitely interact with you. So.
Especially because we're going to make them angry, real angry.
I don't
we're
just
going to say? We're grabbing issues, we're going to tear them up right in front of you. We got Fantasy 15, we're tearing that one in half.
Yeah, I don't have any more Thunderbolts, though.
Yeah, I know. See, I think that's the reason why Tom really isn't here is we were going to go in halvesies on the Fantasy 15, and I said, well, fine, I'll split it in the middle. And evidently that ruins it or something. Something about him not seeing the end, and I'm not seeing the beginning of the story.
Yeah, he wasn't on board.
No, it wasn't. I only bring that up. I saw on Pickers last night that the American Pickers, they found an amazing 15 of Spider-Man issue, or is it Amazing 12?
Okay.
With the first appearance of Spider-Man.
Okay.
And they rated it in good condition, and I think they bought it for about $8,000. So something unusual for them. I mean, they usually get furniture, they get signs, all this kind of stuff, but they had somebody tell them what it was worth, and they kind of went from there.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. People just don't know what they have in their basements. Yeah. What's in their parents' basements or attics. Shame on you. Get familiar. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about first? We got stacks. We got the main topic. What do you want to do?
I'm somebody who collected when I was young. The wonderful X-Men of the early 90s when everything was all pop and glam and amazing. As I grew up more and more, I was told not to collect anymore, not to like, steered away from it until little by little I bumped into a couple people that I knew that told me, hey, it's okay to geek out and enjoy.
So this is our fault.
Yeah, so I'm getting back into it, so I don't have old issues, I don't have classic issues. Okay. Maybe now and then there might be something that I'd like to look at collecting again, but I won a contest where I got an iPad for free.
That's awesome.
That started me back into it, that I could go digital, because I don't bag, I don't box, I don't... I love to read an issue, but then my issues aren't going to be worth anything, because I thumb them, I taste them, I turn them, I fold them. I don't do like Stan Lee said in one article, and fold them in half in your back pocket and trade them with your friends. Stan...
Hey, he's making money now, though. So maybe he's onto something.
I'm not a big fan of Stan. He's making a lot of money on ideas like that. Fold up your classic comics. I think his day is finally gone, but I'm not a Stan fan. Sorry.
Really?
No.
I don't know. I just I kind of respect him just for what he's done. I mean, he really he is one of the people that got this whole thing going. And that's why. Do I know him personally? No. I'd have a beer with him though. Totally kick it. Talk shop. Maybe get some suggestions. Yeah. Fix Dark Avengers.
Yes. See, pour some Stan into that, I guess.
But. Exactly. You just need a little Stan power. With Stan, you can.
Yeah. But I am collecting a couple. I mean, I don't have like Mark fat stack of comics. I'm very thin.
Are you slim comics?
Yeah, slim comics. I'm pull one here, pull one there. I'm cheap, so I get my coupons and go to the store. Right. I wait for my sales. A lot of trades. But no, there's a couple, and I'll admit, I think that's where I posted one time about a discussion. When is spoiler alert needed?
It's true.
Captain America dies.
Yeah, but how many times has it done that?
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, how many times has every crucial character done that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, does death really that big of a deal anymore in comics?
It can
for a cape. So what if it was like not like maybe like an Aunt May or Mary? Mary Jane's kicked the bucket a few times too. But I'm just saying that it's overdone.
Yeah.
I think that we're doing it to sell covers. We're not doing it to tell a story.
Yeah, but I think it can affect a comic line. I mean, you take out a couple big names, and obviously killing Superman off and trying to create all these sub people, Steel and all them. I mean, it takes him out of circulation for a while. Maybe it creates a desire to want him again. Yeah, I'll give him that. I think it feeds into some of the newer stuff that I'm reading. When you kill off a character, how long do you have to wait until you get that enjoyable character back?
Agreed. Okay.
And sometimes then it waits a while and somebody reinvents a character and makes him amazing. I'll give them that. But sometimes then you're just out books for a while. So.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Well, that was not one of our topics.
No, it was not. No.
Shame on us.
All right, go way off topic.
Oh, man. So, before we get started, though, I mean, this is your first time on our show, and per tradition, just kind of educate us a little bit here. What are your weeklies? What are your favorites? What do you look for in a book?
For a book, like I said, I'm going back into it. I've started small. Love the big two. All the big name characters. That was what made watching a comic book look interesting, because then it was, independence and what they can do. So then I learned to appreciate a story. I used to stop collecting comics if the art went different.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Isn't that upsetting?
Yeah.
I hate that when that happens.
So.
And it's funny because people are so on top of this. Like Tom's like, oh, next month so and so's going to start drawing this or writing this. Me as a reader, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just pick it up, and if I don't like where it's going, then I've learned to kind of cut the ties a little bit.
Yeah.
Do the snip, whatever. We're done. So it's that's just, I don't know. Everybody's so different with it. I don't keep on top of that kind of stuff though, because to me it just seems like kind of a fantasy league thing of knowing who's where doing what and so forth. So
that created issues with me, because then once I got really into something, I was a big T-Bolts fan, and even when Thunderbolts was going bad, then I was like, well, what do? I actually like it. Do I just keep up hoping that eventually they'll put a new writer, put new artist in there, make it what I want it to be again? Dark Avengers the same. Or ones that so I dropped my T-Bolts, still read Dark Avengers. Enjoyed Avengers Arena.
Okay.
I like it, but
see, let's get into that here.
All right.
What do you like about it?
With Avengers Arena, let's see. Unlike the rest of these guys, I wrote notes.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Mike is so organized here.
Good character development. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these people you rarely see, so. They dumped in a whole bunch of these people, and I have to say that there was characters I already knew and liked, Runaways, Avengers Academy, that I enjoyed. Some of them that they've touched on before, whether it was Darkhawk or I'd seen him and touched on like the Runaways or some of these other comics, so. Sure. Have enjoyed them, and it was good that they really dug into each individual character, even some of the new ones already.
Yeah.
The premise, though, is really shallow. I mean, the writer even says it, it's nothing original.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I think that's almost a cop-out to say, hey, I know this, it's going to be cheap and that, but here you go.
Yeah.
I think there will be a big payoff in the end.
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
The art in it, I think, is beautiful. I enjoyed that.
It's consistent. It was a smooth. It's funny that first issue was a real smooth transition from the end of Avengers Academy, which I appreciated. I was so pissed that series ended, dude. Seriously, I love that book from start to finish. Loved it. This title in general, Arcade, was so brutal in that issue number 1. Yes. Wow. I mean, that's not how we remember him. That short-haired, Irish dude or whatever.
Yeah.
He's interesting. For a while, I kind of looked like him a little bit. I should just wear a bow tie and just get it over with. But in all seriousness, this was the most relentless side of Arcade we've ever seen.
Yes.
What I'm bummed about is we're not seeing more of that since then. It's just kind of these are the rules of the game. Let's let it run, and that's it. Why doesn't he make any more cameos and school some people and get some limbs flying and stuff like that?
My thought on that is because now we're seeing the interaction between all the different groups. There's 3 or 4, maybe 5 groups of these kids that are divided, doing the whole alliances, who's going to do what. I think it ends up creating that the enemy now is each other by taking Arcade out.
Yeah.
They can't all form together and fight Arcade like they did at the beginning. He's gone. Yeah. Now it's just their anger that they have about themselves or their environment now is being portrayed on each other.
Yeah. I would just like a little peek in once in a while, though.
Yes.
Or even from his controller.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Anything, really. But it's just I'm just going to go on autopilot. So where are you at, Arcade? What are you doing? If you're causing other trouble, why can't we see it? Because you're so awesome. So, come on, dude. Step your game up.
I wonder why Avengers Academy didn't mention that he did almost the exact same thing halfway through their series.
Yeah.
Where he had them, all the Avengers Academy people in one building.
Yeah. And
he was having them, fight different, almost like Saw, having to solve a puzzle, otherwise they die.
Yeah.
So I mean, it even touches once again on that same premise on
fighting style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna rock with the title, and hopefully it stays good. It's definitely one of the few Marvel nows that I dig.
Yeah.
So.
It and it remarkably doesn't feel like a Marvel now. I mean,
thankfully, yes.
I think maybe at the bottom they put the generation.
When are we gonna get that? When are we getting rid of this?
I don't know. They still got the Arrow title,
I know.
even though it started the second season. I think everybody's either on board with Arrow or not for DC.
We're tired of yes.
So, but I like it a lot too. I think because the story's weak is the only problem. Yeah. I would say it is 5 beers out of 6-pack.
Totally.
So
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I hope to see more and better from it, but it has good potential. And I said cautiously because I know again that.
Yeah. And it seems to keep touching though on all these repeated storylines. Whether if it's Hunger Games, Lost, the Island TV series. Yeah. I kind of feel it's getting to be that now too with mystery deaths and that. So, but people die every episode, and that's what makes me believe that it can't be a real death, because they're going to kill like every of these second generation superheroes.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
It wouldn't either.
Why are you building these up and then? Boom! Surprise! Marvel. Just kidding.
So, all right. So yeah, it's my view that it's going to be a.
Do you think they're all going to come back to life at the end?
Yeah, it's got to be one of those mind control things. Really. Yeah, they're all hooked in a giant machine VR, which makes more sense with arcade. A video game version. Yeah,
that's true. So that way he can control it.
Yep.
That makes sense. That's probably what's going to happen.
Or it'll be the...
You just totally ruined, like, every kid's dream.
Yep, the Infinity Gauntlet. That's what it is.
Thanos shows up at
the new Avengers will come in and steal that right at the end.
Oh, no. Have you been reading that?
No, I just caught what's online.
Yeah, I've been reading little tidbits like, oh, the gyms are assembled, but Beast messes it up or something. I don't know what happened. Or it's just like, what? Hold up, what's going on? First of all, way too many Avengers titles, you guys. And that's always been a problem, and it always will be.
But that's also why I see JLA does too.
Oh yeah, that new one that's starting, Justice League of America #1. Get out of here. The new 52 started 17 months ago.
Yes.
We're done. No more new 52s. New 104, that's not good selling point.
No.
We're doing good though, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, what else you got?
I was trying to think for new ones. I'm not really sure that I haven't really done too many new ones. No, I got to say that new-wise, I mean, I think it was Avengers Arena really is the only thing. Young Avengers, I'm reading that.
How do you like that?
I liked it. Because...
You saw what I had to say about it.
Yeah. And
I didn't actually read it.
I would definitely let you read mine. I have an online version, but I don't think they threw in the gay affair, the gay relationship to be shocking. It's what their characters have encountered the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's parts where they wrapped it up too quickly. I think that just comes down to the comic book format.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is the Young Avengers we cared about and the development of a new team. So, like I say, usually give it about 5 issues.
Yeah.
Almost made 5 out of T-bolts, but I didn't.
Yeah. Thank God.
Artwork's amazing. Storyline, I think, is decent. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Have you read like issue 2 yet or anything?
No, I don't think issue 2 is out yet.
Okay. So issue 1, like when the owner of the comic book shop, super open-minded dude, says, I don't think you'd like it. I'm like, okay, and granted, like I said, I don't talk personal life with him, whatever, but the way he was describing it to me, and this guy knows his stuff, it's just like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. I'm not going to read it. And everyone was like, oh, why? There's like man on man in that. So?
I don't think they tried to drop it like they did the X-Men wedding issue between Alpha Flight, was it?
Oh, yeah. North Star and his man, yeah. Which wasn't even that good of an issue. I gotta be honest with you. I read that and I'm like, this is so to sell covers. I mean, I still have the little insert at home. You're invited to the wedding, blah, blah, blah. Granted, I mean, it's pushing strides in the comic book industry, but let me tell you, as one certified big Skittles comic book reader, not a big deal. So I... not to rain on anybody's parade or anything. It just didn't, like, I read it and I was like, okay, do I need like a box of Kleenex here? What's the deal? What are you guys trying to sell me here? So with the Young Avengers, if I do check it out, probably be digital, just because I'm not interested in having that in my long box.
All right.
Yeah. But I'll check it out digitally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe when it goes on sale or something.
Oh yeah, I think the only other one that I'm doing recently would be then DC wise, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you like that?
Yep. Yeah.
I like
So I had, I was buying a little bit late. Once again, I'm cheap. I'll admit it. I'm darn cheap.
You're balling on a budget.
So I wasn't all the way up, and I just got that one, and I read it. So
good. It's funny. This team is so ridiculous and over the top.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. For a while, I was like, "What in the hell am I reading? Why am I staying with this?" But it's fun. It's timeless. Like if I reread it now from start to finish, I'd probably digest more of what's going on quicker and get more out of it. I don't know a lot of the backstories of some of these characters. But all in all, it's an interesting team, and Harley, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Soft spot in my heart for Harley. So I give that a 4 out of 6 beers. Easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have enjoyed it more and more. The tie-in to the
Kill Bill-ish, this one.
Yeah.
Was with all the ninja hoo-ha, the ninja girls, the trio.
Yes, yeah, it was. But I think they've touched on that a couple times. There was one I saw of a. I think it was X Factor that I read where Deadpool was going to check on international assassins, and Ninja Schoolgirls was one of the groups that you could request, or Naughty Secretaries was another one. It was all the cliche fighting groups, and so I think it's one of those. They reach in the bag of tricks, and they pull that one out. So, but I've Suicide Squad. I followed them quite a bit, whether if it was the 1987 to 1992 series, the 2007 to 2008, or this new one.
Okay.
So, I like those groups, the Secret Six, a lot of them, where they combine a whole bunch of these criminals together for a team of semi-heroes, anti-heroes. So, I guess that's what's created, it's the DC Dark Avengers, at least done well. They fleshed out Harley's character. Their Deadshot has been a favorite of mine.
Yeah,
so
he's growing on me too. Yeah. At first I was like, "Who is this dude?"
Yeah, so because was it with Deadshot, I also ended up getting the 2005 series of Deadshot, where Floyd is his name. Finds out he has a kid, goes back and cleans up his neighborhood, gets rid of all the drugs, the gangs, and all that. And,
nice.
It was just, it explored his character. It was a nice little series of, I think, 6 comics. So I enjoyed that.
Good look at the character.
Yeah. And it was definitely another one of those 5 out of 6s.
Yeah. So basically, with that, then you guys all have noticed I'm pulling out print, and Mike's got digital. Right, so night and day difference here. So, kind of, first of all, is this a specific publisher app that you're using, Marvel?
Yes, okay. I use specific. I know. I also do have Comixology.
Okay.
But no, I personally enjoy going through individual ones. I luckily, I'm cheap. But luckily I won an iPad.
Which is so awesome.
Yeah, one of those things where you don't actually believe the contest is ever going to pay off.
Yeah.
But I was at a convention, and luckily they yelled my name, and I busted through the crowd and grabbed on the box.
What?
And I was, I'm also, Sergeant Merica here is a man out of time with too much time on his hands. I didn't know what an iPad was, so I'm looking at the box, and I opened it up, and there's no instructions.
Yeah.
And here I am, the caveman from 2001, with my bone tapping on it, hoping that magic happens. I'm the guy who just last year got a Blu-ray player and a flat screen TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little behind the times.
It sounds like you're catching up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm the guy who wants to talk with you about the series Hush, because I just read it.
Okay.
Civil War, I just got the, like, hey, I just got Civil War. That was awesome. People are like, well, I really hope that you mean the Civil War and not the Marvel one, because that was way too long ago. So whenever I read books, I'm always like, oh, I thought that just happened.
It's good to be excited about those, because those are some, even if it is from back in the day or whatever, I mean, that's when some of the good stuff is going on, too.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
I would say the digital format has allowed me to do that. When Tom has recommended a lot of these independent publishers like Image, IDW, Dynamite, Dark Horse, Vertigo.
Yeah.
Never even heard of these. I guess I'd seen them maybe on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'd seen other series that have come and gone, like Continuity Comics and that.
Yeah.
So having all these individual publishers easy to access, then they run a sale or an omnibus.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, you can get The Walking Dead half off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You just need a good internet connection, because I found that, it takes quite a while. I mean, the average comic is between 19.1 to 22.7 megabytes.
Nice.
If you think about it, those little tiny cheap thumb drives that you get, they're 4 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could actually put quite a bit on something like that. But
so
then
that's your white box then.
Yes. I don't
You have a lot of those if you keep that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't bag. I don't board. I have individual issues that were in boxes, and I was just basically, I read them, I toss them in a box, and I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how concerned. I've seen other internet shows of how these people are very precise about theirs.
Oh man, I don't know if you should come over to my place.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's alphabetized.
Exactly. That.
But Tom hates that because he's like, "Do you have blah, 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 number 2?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually I do." He's like, "I hate that you can just go back there and find it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well,
yeah, you love it. You love it by the individual issue.
Yeah. I'm always reading. I'm still reading new things right now. I have so much back stock that I bought at cons and the quarter bins and stuff. I'm still working.
But when you get a brand new one, how long does it take you to get Suicide Squad bagged and boarded?
I don't board. I just bag all mine except if it's like number 1s.
Okay.
Yeah, I just do the bags.
Right.
But with that, like this stack, actually, I haven't even read Star Wars number 2 yet, but everything else, I read about 6 comics over my breaks and lunch at work, and then when I'm at home, I usually average about 3 comics a day.
All right.
Every day of the month. So.
But how long until after you read it does it get bagged?
I bag them immediately.
As soon as you're done. All right.
Yeah. I buy those 100 packs over and over again.
All right. So, I mean, say you're reading Suicide Squad. I saw the last couple episodes where you guys were dropping them on the ice. Would you ever rebuy one then to bag it?
If I damaged it?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah. Remember they were teasing me about the one, I think it was like an X-Men or something that had a hole on the cover.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to get a new one. And they were giving me so much crap. But guys, this is a big deal. Like,
all right, yeah.
It's comic book etiquette.
Yeah. I'll give you that. I've seen how other people on other shows have treated theirs. The Great Legend, is very precise.
He's so
about
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I need to talk. I need to do a joint one with him sometime too. So awesome. Dude.
I just saw how Oddfellow Thoughts got a bag or a box full of dirt in his. He got it off of eBay, and they're in bags. But like as he opens the box, there's dirt in there, like it was left in somebody's attic, and they just took it out and shipped it.
Yeah.
So.
He had another one happen too. No, that was not. No, that was a Captain Strangelove had one. I believe that was bent, and he paid an arm and a leg for it. Yeah, and he was not happy, and I was like, I'd be so pissed. Yeah.
And that's why I guess I never thought of. I would never, I guess, do comics through the mail, like individual issues.
Yeah.
Because I think the postal service isn't that precise with their stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's also how you pack it, though, too. Though.
Yeah.
And, like when I order my bricks from my comic shop, those things could survive a nuclear blast.
I seen that where you unbag those.
Did you see that?
Yep.
And it's just like a brick. You know?
Yeah.
They don't kid around. There's plastic and tape and cardboard. And, oh my goodness.
Yeah.